Oh, I didn't know you had multiple journals.
Yeah, throughout my life, I journal.
See, I mean, you got jokes.
What's up? This is Faucette Media, back with another reaction video. This is the Lead Attorney Show. Had an interesting guest on here by popular demand. This is my reaction to it. I actually was on this show too, so if you get a chance, check out the video. Link will be in the description.
Real quick. All right, let's
Faucette
bring
speaks.
up Gorgeous Natural. Shout out to Gorgeous Natural. What the hell's going on? Gorgeous, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, we got the sisters up here. What do you think about
Lee, we gonna act like that just didn't happen.
Yeah, we're gonna...
The last guest was kind of crazy. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, but marriage is her
I
number
did.
one priority. Okay, all right. Man of prestige. Yeah, that shit just went left quickly. Yeah, that turned right there. All right, gorgeous natural. Kind of, thank you for coming up. Kind of, what do you feel about all of this? Are you supporting what your sister Suzette Speaks is putting down? How do you feel about this?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like just because we're men and women, we're gonna have different perspectives on, dating. Of
That's
course,
reasonable.
I can't have a negative perspective on a woman because I don't date women. I have my negative experiences with men. So I feel
Wait,
like,
let me just jump in for you. Let me just jump in. You said that you cannot have a negative experience or a perspective with the women because you don't date women, right? But there is a woman who is an expert, right? She's an expert. And
April
she
Mason.
has a lot of experience with women, even though she doesn't date women. So you can absolutely, Gorgeous Natural, have your opinions on your sisters, even though you don't date them.
No. And that's absolutely true. What I mean is I'm hearing stories.
So heads up about that. April Mason actually announced her retirement from matchmaking for women because of that post right there. She was just expressing her frustration with how hard it's been to match up some of these modern women with suitable mates. I don't know. It might be something about the expectations that might be a little high for her clientele.
From men about their negative experiences with women.
Okay.
I don't personally have those. And like you said, that woman is an expert, so she probably seeks out that information.
Yeah.
So that's more so what I was hitting on. Not necessarily I don't hear about the negative interactions that men have with women, but I also think
You don't hear about them so you don't know. But she's gonna tell you her opinion either way.
that a lot of men like to paint all women with one stroke of a brush.
Oh, here we go again.
Here we go.
I really do. 'Cause, I mean, what I've heard over the years, because you just want to take constructive why can't I speak? Constructive criticism
Spit it out.
from your opposite sex, so that you can incorporate that and do better in the dating pool. So you want to hear what the men have to say about interacting with women, and you take what applies and you let the rest fly. So I've decided to work on myself, go to therapy, offer what I want to receive, and I'm still having an issue with like attracting a man that I'm compatible with. I've met men that are nice. I've met men.
Okay, so she's still having an issue after allegedly addressing her issues. So I wonder, has she really addressed her issues? Has she really done the work?
Who are interested, but they're not yet ready to give me what I need.
Oh, the men aren't ready. That's what the problem is. Okay, that sounds about right. Right, Gorgeous? That's her name, I think. Gorgeous.
So I have to pass them up.
Just passing them up too.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what Suzette is talking about. Like, at the end of the day, where I'm at in my mind is I would love to be a wife. I would love to have children. I have no children. But I'm not going to force it and settle just because a subset of men say that I should.
And this is the crux of the issue. Are you really settling? I mean, think about it. I mean, I think she cams up at one point, but she's really playing it like all these dudes that she's running into and having encounters with are not acceptable, and that she somehow, if she was to deal with any of them, she would be settling. I just don't buy that. I don't buy that in the slightest, and it seems to be a constant refrain that we hear. But anyway,
certain age, but I'm not going to settle. I'd rather be by myself and be happy because I've learned to love myself and enjoy the time that I spend with myself. So anyone that I want to share that time with, I want them to add to it. I don't want them to take away from it. And if so be it, I don't find that man in my lifetime, then, I'm going to include in my life things that make me happy. I'm going to spend time with people that make me happy, and I'm going to live my life to the fullest regardless. But I'm hoping that, that man will come along that will make me smile and want to join me for the ride, and, we have a good time. But until I
Yeah,
find
but
that,
when you say that, when you're like, okay, well, if the man comes and that's cool, and if he doesn't come, then I'm going to enjoy my life. That's cool, but that it makes it sound like finding a husband and having kids is not a priority.
and it makes it sound like it's optional. It's something that you can do, you can take or leave. And at this point, I think a lot of women have gotten to a place where it's make or break time. You know what I'm saying? It's not time to be casual. It's not time to be cool and laid back. It's like, let's get this thing popping. And so, I don't know what Gorgeous has going on. Obviously, she's beating them off with a stick.
If something is a priority for you, it's not like if it just doesn't happen, it's all good. If something is a priority, you really try and go get it, and you're serious about it.
That's a
And it
fact.
doesn't sound like, and if finding a husband and having kids is not a high priority for you, that's fine. Some women don't even want to be married. On the scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, how high would you put finding a husband and having kids on your priority list if 10 was the highest
Good
priority?
question.
I would say it's a 10. And I understand what you're saying. It sounds as if
You could
I'm
lead attorney face.
not being intentional about finding someone. I think,
Correct.
I'm 32. So I think I am kind of making my mind up to understand that there's pee in the dating pool. And
That's been a statement that's been floating around for the last week. There's pee in the dating pool. How do you simplify a crisis with a euphemism that is as simple as pee in the dating pool? Okay, it might not be perfect, but I don't think we should classify it as that. I mean, if we're serious about this.
if I don't come across this person, I don't.
And then the question is, who peed in the pool? Is it the men that peed in the pool or the women that peed in the pool? So, pee could be dealt by anyone in this situation. Let's go.
Want to spend my life in misery because I didn't find that person. I'm trying
Life
to
in misery.
more so mentally prepare myself that it's a possibility it might not happen. I could put myself in as many spaces as possible. I work in a very professional setting. Right now, because of COVID, we're not really having work events. But as soon as that resumes up, that's another space that I'll put myself in, where I'll intentionally put myself out there to, attract the type of man that I.
And that's how you get fired. Basically, you trying to sleep with all your coworkers. Is that what's going on here? She's waiting for work to come back so she can get a man off of the job. It's kind of crazy, man. This is. I don't think people think things through when they say these things on these shows. She sounds very sure about herself, but for some reason, it's not making a lot of sense. It's not quite curling over. It's not quite logical.
I want. But if it doesn't happen, I have to be able to be okay with the fact that it's just going to be me. I don't ever want to settle and be with someone who would make my life not what I deserve.
Settling.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, let me ask you this, because we hear this a lot about women, and let me just give it about not settling. Let me give a huge shout out to Tam. Shout out to Tam.
Shout out to
Suzette,
Tam.
keep your smile up and date all over the U.S. Yeah, date in Arizona, everywhere. We got a man in Nevada that said he will honor you. Okay, just do a mental health check on some of
he's
these
talking about
folks. Shout out to
Suzette.
Tam, always supported the lead attorney. Thank you so much. Let me ask you. Let's. What are you looking for in a man? Let's say.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you.
I would like a man who is considerate of me. I would like a man who is intelligent. He's ambitious. I guess I can go down the line. I have it written down in the book, my little prayer journal.
Wow. Okay, guys, listen.
A
This
prayer-
is what guys are talking about.
She wrote it in her prayer journal, y'all. So you know what? She's serious, right? She wrote it down in her prayer journal. So let's see what this list is.
What?
She got the whole list, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just interesting because guys don't do this. So we find it fascinating that you've got the whole list written down in a prayer journal, whereas a woman might hear that and might say, "Girl, I've got that too." So there's no judgment in it. We're just different genders, right?
No, right.
So there's nothing wrong with that. Now let me ask
Really?
you.
We taught that. I'm sorry to interrupt. We're taught that.
Absolutely.
To write it down.
Really?
That's what we're taught.
And you manifest what you want. Like,
So, sorry
I
to interrupt.
manifested
Yeah.
going to get my master's. I manifest.
Why is that word popping up so often? Manifested. I'm manifesting. Manifesting means I'm thinking about doing something, but I'm not doing any action to get it. That's what manifest means in this scenario. There's some real manifestation out there, but when they bring it up like this, it don't mean nothing, man. I'm telling you. She's talking about writing it in her prayer journal.
Manifested buying my house. I manifested all of that. So
Okay,
I feel
so-
as if I want to make it true
But you-
in my life, I need to write it
you
down.
look for a house,
to
though.
actively work toward it, and that
You actually look for a house. You didn't just write it down. You ain't doing nothing to find a man, though.
that's no different with finding a husband.
Gotcha. Now that list that you have, do you remember how many points are on that list?
I want to say I've crossed out maybe about 4 over the last year or two.
And this is interesting.
Crossed
This
out
is interesting.
4.
I love that. Why do you think you crossed those 4 out?
Because I think I had to be realistic. Just as Suzette was saying, like, I've
Yes.
given up physical
Yes.
attraction. Like, I can be attracted to someone's energy.
Yeah.
Did you just hear that? She said she gave up physical attraction as one of the 4 that she gave up. I find that hard to believe, but hey, you know what? Oh my God.
Someone's mind. Absolutely, Suzette.
She want the mind.
Those are
Okay.
the things that are the most important. Like,
Well,
I
let me
feel
ask
like
you
She want a real smart, ugly somebody. That's what she's looking for.
this, and I don't want to. No, I know I keep interrupting you, but
No,
I
you're
kind of
fine.
want
It's
to.
your
I
show.
want to explore this. Let's say you got a list of 10 things, and over the years you're getting older. You start crossing some things out,
Right.
right? So now you got a list of 6 things,
Mhm.
and it could be as you get older. When you're 38, now the list has gone down to 3. Now in your head you can say, well, these are the most important 3 things, and that's true. To me, you know what that looks like? If I look at your first list versus your last, if I look at your 25-year-old list
Mhm.
versus your 45-year-old list, when there are 2 things hanging on there, it looks to me like you've settled.
A little bit.
No,
Because
not really. Because if I've crossed out things on my list, I've probably
She said she didn't want to
changed
settle.
where I am in my life as far as what I actually want. So, of course, the things that I want when I'm 25 aren't the things that I probably want when I'm 38. So, like, for instance, when I was 25, I was looking for someone who made a lot of money, which was preposterous.
Bam. There it is. She was 25. She was looking for somebody that made a lot of money. But now, apparently she's not. So, I mean, maybe she's not. Maybe she's not. But something tells me she's full of shit.
so now you're not looking for that.
Because
Wait. So you're not looking for a man that makes a lot of money now?
I'm looking for someone who makes a comfortable income for themselves. That's what I.
Yo, a comfortable living is probably a lot of money in her book. I'm just going to guess. It's a decent amount of money. She ain't looking for somebody broke that's ugly and also just uses their mind a lot. They have a nice brain, no money, but somehow she's worked it out in her head that this is something she needs to relax on. This is crazy. I mean, it could be innocuous, but when you put it in context, it's insane.
But I'm talking about just the immaturity of the things that were on my list at 25.
Right.
That's what I mean. So,
But
like,
here's
as
the thing:
I
it's not
evolve,
like you're adding new things on there.
I have added new things up there, but it's not going to be it's not going to be as many things up there. But I definitely added certain things because as I got older and as I matured, certain things were more important. Like, does he have a sense of self? Like, is he insecure?
Okay.
Is he controlling?
That's reasonable.
Does he make me happy? Those weren't things I put on my list at 25. I was like, is he cute?
Is your list handy? I would love to see what this damn list says.
Leave it to the lead attorney to call her out on the carpet. Let me see this list. I'd like to see what you're talking about.
I would love to hear it.
Hold on.
Yeah, let's go find this list.
Okay, give me one.
Let me yeah.
It's going to find it.
Guys, we're gonna get into the female psyche today.
Yes.
Guys, listen. Are you fuckers ready? We're about to take a deep dive into the female mind today. All right, they're gonna bring out the list on us.
Yo.
Shout out to Dexter Matthews again, supported. Thank you so much, Dexter Matthews. Says, in reality, we all have our lives, and the accountability for the achievement of our dreams and goals falls strictly on our shoulders. Thomas Matt, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dexter, for supporting. Really, really appreciate that. And I will be honest, if I have a list of 20 things, you let me know when you're here, Jess. All right. If I have a list of 20 things,
still looking,
and over the years I cross off 5, and then I add 1, and then over more years I cross off another 5, and then I add 1.
It's the definition
and
of
over
settling.
another years I cross off 5, and I add 1. Now over the years, it started off as 20. Oh, sorry about that. Started off as 20, and now it's 4. To me, on paper, it looks like I've settled. Now I understand the opposing argument.
That's the definition of settling. Lead attorney, you're not losing your mind on this. This is actually the definition of settling. But she doesn't quite understand that, and she's going to get her prayer journal right now. She's looking all over her room. Obviously, it's very organized because she's taking a minute.
And it's like, no, you didn't settle. You just focused on what was important. Well, I have a question. Why didn't you focus on what was important in the beginning?
Bam.
Why is it the damn list was 20 points in the beginning?
That needs an air horn.
Like, why is it that young women cannot focus on what's important in the beginning? What do you think about that, Suzette?
Lack of maturity. I think what she pointed out is that at 25, your mind is not yet, hasn't seen the world, hasn't lived, hasn't dated enough. So what you think is important, the physical aspects of dating are more important at 25 than maybe a little older. So I don't know if it's settled, but I understand your point. But yeah, I think she's changing what she desires. She has evolved.
Nah, I don't.
Yeah, and to a man, because we're men, like if I go to a woman and I know from the rip that she is not attractive to me, that sounds like I fucking settled. Like if the woman is not attractive and I'm on my third date being like, oh.
Yo. That is a fact. You definitely settled. You said, you're like, man, she don't look nothing like what I wanted her to look like. This is not wifey right here. Man. But she didn't think she settled, but she's changed her list dramatically and relaxed her standards. Oh well. I'm set. Like TLA, you could do better. The lead attorney is hilarious, by the way. I love this show because it gives me a good laugh, at least a couple good laughs throughout the 5-hour stream. But yeah,
you could do better. Why are you on the date with this woman? But she's so nice. I understand.
Men have that privilege, TLA. We don't have that privilege.
What Hold up. Now, Suzette's a lawyer. If you've seen some of my other videos with Suzette, where I was on the show talking to Suzette, like, she's like, women have a different set of rules, which I don't buy, man. I don't buy it. It's different. Things are different, yes, but she's bringing it up like, oh well, it's so much harder for us women than it is for y'all men. Y'all got it so easy. Yeah, of course.
Is that what you have?
That selection, period.
She's saying
Talk
we don't
about
have
that.
no
What do you mean?
You have a
choices.
greater selection. You can afford to let that not so or average person pass by because you're not as attracted to them.
That's bull. You know how easy it is. Let me keep it PG. You know how easy it is for a woman to offer their interests to a man or to offer sex to a man. You think any man is really going to turn it down? But a lot of these women aren't even speaking to the men that they're attracted to, and somehow men have it easier. That's hilarious. Man, we got some women out here that are professional rejectors. They get off on telling dudes no. And you got a woman right here in the middle, an educated woman, a lawyer at that. And she doesn't understand this. She doesn't understand the power dynamics. But anyway, I'm interested in this prayer journal. Ms. Gorgeous, where'd the prayer journal go?
But as we pursue men, we have to
Still
realize
looking.
again, there's a limited pool. So you might just admire his
Limited
haircut.
pool.
That's it.
So but also what the limited pool is most of the women are trying to date 10% of the men. And so that means the pool is limited. But what about that other 90%? There's probably some good dudes in there, right? Nah, not according to them. The pool is limited. Can't date them.
Wow, like, listen, Suzette dropping knowledge sometimes, guys. I mean, just
And I love
listen.
fresh cut, no. But I've been on dates where I'm like, bro, he got a fresh haircut.
Wow.
That's it.
How
And
would
it's
that
not
be?
a
on,
matter
dog.
of being mean. It's not a matter.
That you reduced a man down to his haircut on a date, and that was the only good thing he had about him. What the hell? Who are you? This is an attorney, y'all. I'm telling you, it just gets worse from here. But she said that the only thing this guy had going for him was that he had a fresh haircut. I find that hard to believe. Like, especially when you're talking about other factors, like somebody being intelligent, like you said, or somebody being funny. That's important. Humor is important. This video is cracking me up. That's probably why I'm thinking about that. But outside of the money, like, you know what I'm saying? If somebody doesn't have money, like, they just take it off the table like these are unacceptable dating options. Meanwhile, your grandfather didn't have a dime to rub together when he took your grandma to the juke joint. Come on now. What are we talking about?
It's just that, like, again, physically, sometimes you're not initially attracted to somebody, but over time, even in arranged marriages, they'll say, like, I didn't
And your grandfather looked crazy.
like my husband first, but then I liked him. So, I mean, I think for women, it's different. I don't know.
No, I totally agree. I think it's fascinating. Jamie St. Patrick says, why do they just write what they want in a man in a manifest journal? Why not also write a cookbook? Oh shit!
Dang, Jamie St. Patrick.
Oh,
He said,
wow.
why don't they also write a cookbook submission and not having an attitude in the some of y'all guys hit hard. Shout out to
Ruthless.
Jamie St. Patrick. He is not
That was straight to the gut, Jamie. Thanks.
Jamie is not messing around.
Hey,
All right.
CLA, I'm back.
Oh, she's
All
back.
right, thank you so much. So yeah, tell us that we really appreciate this, and you're really helping a lot of men because there are 2,200 people in the chat. No man has a manifestation of the list of the women the characteristics, not one. So
Not
you're
one.
really helping us out. So yeah, what's on your list in the manifestation
helping us out.
section for the men that you want?
I'm interested.
So my first thing is I want him to be God-fearing.
Mm-hmm.
My second thing is that I want him to be ambitious. I want him to be compassionate, considerate. I want him to have a positive outlook on life. And I want him to have goodness, I can't even understand my handwriting. I want him to have basically a decent income for himself, be able to take care of himself.
6 things so far.
Okay. And so what did you said that you crossed out some things? Because
That was when I was 25. I don't got that journal. That's the journal you was wanting me to get.
She went and got a journal and named 6 things that she could have said off the top of her head. All that time to go get the journal. And she named those 6 things. That was so basic. Oh my gosh. Oh, she's hilarious.
Oh, I didn't know you had multiple journals.
Yeah, throughout my life, I journal.
See, I mean, you got jokes.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I didn't.
Guys don't know how this works, right? And to me, if you got a list and it's got 5 things, it's like you can't remember that.
It took her 20 minutes. It took her 20 minutes to pick up this journal for them 6 things. Oh man, excuse me.
Like, why did you?
I didn't
You got a list of 5 that you
Okay,
can't remember.
I thought you wanted to hear what I wanted right now. And off the top of my head, I didn't know if I was reading everything that I wrote down.
Yo,
I just think it's weird that oh, let me get my post-it and just write. It's not a post-it, but it's like it's 5 things.
What?
But I
Wait,
understand.
hold on.
Maybe that's part of the manifestation.
here she is, camera.
I went and got my book. So I tried to read exactly what I wrote.
All right, this is what we've been talking to this whole time about this manifestation journal. All right, just to put a face with an identity. Lord. Yeah. So there's that.
Go ahead.
Okay, and listen, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I didn't have an understanding of the purpose of the book. I'm a man. No man keeps books.
I didn't know that you wanted the list from when I was 25. I didn't know that's what you were referencing because I would have just told you, like, I don't have that old list. Those were things that I wrote down yesteryear.
Here's what I thought. I thought you had a book and it had a list, and then you crossed out and then added stuff to the same book.
I was just saying that my list had changed. Like, I know for sure that the list that I wrote when I was 25 is not the same list that I'm writing as I'm in my 30s.
Gotcha.
That's what I was saying. I apologize. I didn't think
No, believe me. Believe me when I tell you it was my fault. Suzette understood. I just did it. Let me ask you this. And Suzette said this, and I was surprised. And then you said the exact
so
same
anticlimactic.
thing. And it's surprising to men because a lot of men spend a lot of time in the gym. In the manosphere, there's this saying that women want the 3 6s. And one of the 6s is a 6-pack, that women want a 6-pack. And to hear Suzette tell it, to hear you tell it, you're like, listen, we'll take a man who's attractive if we can get one, but we've kind of crossed attractiveness all out of our priority list. A man doesn't necessarily need to be attractive to us, and we'll still date or marry them. And is that kind of how you're feeling as well?
I'm not quite there yet.
After all that, she's not even there. She's like, oh, he better be attractive on top of that. This chick is hilarious for me.
I'm not quite
Yo, write in the comments out if this made you laugh as much as it did me.
there yet, but
because I thought you said that the man didn't have to be attractive to you.
I was referencing what Suzette was saying, like
gotcha.
cross things off our list. Like
Suzette
we
said
have
that.
to be a little bit more realistic, and I understand why certain things might be crossed off another woman's list as things got crossed off of mine. So what I more so have a question with is, why is it that it's
well,
more
before
so
you get to
like-
your question, let me just stay on this for a second.
Okay.
You said you're not there yet, where you're crossing out. So on your list, which I didn't hear the being attractive.
Right.
Wait.
Okay, so
On your list was a man being attractive. In that book, do you have the man being attractive?
No.
But you just said you're not there yet. So like, which one is it?
So I will say I did not write that down because for me that's a given. That's the first thing that.
Now she's saying this is a given. Attractiveness is a given on the list, so she didn't have to write that down. but she wrote everything else down, and it was, and she's settling, guys.
That takes your eye when someone approaches you or you approach somebody.
So
That's
your
why I did
list,
not.
I'm not even going to talk about her attractiveness. You know what I'm saying? Like for all intents and purposes, you know, she's a fine, average looking young lady. So of course she's as demanding as she is, you know, with her list.
you're not writing down everything that's important in the list.
No, she's not.
All right, guys, listen. Like, what's the
I
value of the
understand you,
list?
sis. I understand
What's
you.
the-
You
okay,
already
man,
know
let me
you,
ask
sis.
Exactly,
I understand you,
sisters.
sis. He gonna try to nitpick that.
Yeah, that's
You
okay.
know.
No,
you
I'm
gotta-
just
The sisterhood gonna stick together. I understand you, sis. I understand you. No, don't understand that. That is ridiculous.
asking it. You
That's
guys are
okay.
making a list and it's half done. Why would you make a?
It's not
Okay,
just
okay.
the
Let me
same
ask you
way.
this.
Just
Let
the
me ask
same
you this.
way.
Wait, let me ask you this. What else have you left off of that list that's important?
I don't think I've left anything off the list that isn't important. I
So
think
the
that,
only thing that was left off the list that's important is the man
Is
being
attractiveness.
attractive.
because check this out, TLA. Attractiveness is subjective. So if somebody approaches me and they're like, hey, I think you're, nice looking, whatever, can I have your number? I want to take you out. It might be the way that he spoke to me that attracts me to him. Not necessarily that he's ugly, but I'm just saying that there's different things that attract you to certain men.
Fair
so
enough.
it doesn't necessarily mean the face. That's why I'm just saying, like,
No, I understand what you're saying. You
Yeah.
said that you left off attractiveness because it's a given.
And see, this is why it's good to have a lawyer up there, because he's making notes, and he's like, look, you said. A lot of people would have let her slide on that statement.
yes,
Guys, if you want to see the rest of the video, go over to TLA's channel. I promise you, you have a good laugh. At these, I don't know, not at the expense of these ladies, but just in general. Go over there. Tell them I sent you. Tell them Faucette Media sent you. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next time, we out.